All right. All right. So we're here today. We're going to do a little walkthrough of HASO. And it's sort of a walkthrough, sort of a case study with Blair Witkowski from Garage Door SEO experts. So Blair is, I'd say you joined like what, a month and a half ago or something like that?
Yeah, a month and a half, 2 months ago,
Pretty
right
early
when you
on.
kind of put it out there.
Yeah, right.
Before Bradley Benner had it on his YouTube channel, I was an early adopter. So
Oh,
let's just say
nice.
that.
Right. Okay. So okay, so in about a month and a half, you do you have any sense of how many links you've exchanged or gotten?
Yeah, it's actually pretty easy to use. So at this point, I've got my little notes pulled up here for you. So I'm at 18 link exchanges so far.
Okay.
And mine are not just they're not all just a one for one. They're ABC because I don't always want to do a swap. I kind of want to
Right.
link to someone else. And that's what's cool about the platform is most of the guys on there are like me who have 50 sites that they manage. They've got 20, 30, 40, 50 clients. And so you're able to do it where there's no footprint and it's not just a one for one.
Yeah, right. Okay, that's super good to hear because, to be honest, in the beginning, we got some pushback about link swaps. Um, and, we're finding that a lot of people aren't doing the one-to-one.
Yeah. I mean, there's no proof that a link swap doesn't work. I think a link swap locally actually doesn't hurt the website. It actually would help it. It would make sense that, I'm a member of the Chamber of Commerce. They link to me. And I also want to put the Chamber of Commerce badge on my website
Right.
and link back. So Google expects that. Now, if it was someone from like California, New Jersey, I don't know if it'd be the same. But like I said, most guys on here understand that you're doing an ABC, so I'm like, hey, here's a site I have. What site do you have? And then I can link from here too, so that there is no footprint.
Yeah, right. And the whole like reciprocal link thing, that was a long time ago when sites were doing, en masse, right? Hundreds,
Yep.
even thousands of reciprocal links. So this is an entirely different thing. It's completely normal, I believe, that a painter in Chicago is going to link to a plumber in Chicago. I mean, they do business together. Why wouldn't they? So,
Right.
and if we're
And they definitely, yeah, they
yeah,
definitely look more natural, right? I
yeah,
mean, when you think about it, if I've got a blog post talking about something, I mean, the way I build a lot of links out of my blog posts, it's like, hey, I just talked to my friends over here. I think I'm
right,
going to show you an example for their advice. And that's a natural way, if I'm a gutter company, and I'm want to talk about why gutters will stop your foundation from being flooded, I'm going to talk to the concrete guy.
yeah. Okay. All right. So roughly 18
Yeah.
links in about a month and a half, let's say 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months.
2 months, right? Okay. And shoot, what was I going to say? Oh, so before this, how are you getting these links?
I mean, like most guys, we're doing cold outreach for
Right.
link building. We're building our own by, expired domains. Or, I mean, as we all do, you know,
Yeah.
like no one knows
Sometimes
what we're going on here. We're buying links,
you
and that's really when you
acquire.
consider
Yeah.
acquire that
Yeah.
we're acquiring links, in some form or fashion. But I mean, you know how much this stuff costs. So when you think about because it really isn't always about, in my opinion, domain authority. It's about relevancy,
Right.
right? Does it make sense? Does it look natural? And in this case, you know, it actually makes perfect sense to have, like we just talked about, a gutter and a concrete guy or a pool guy link into a local business or something like that. And it looks way more natural, less of a footprint and safer because you get to vet the person. You're like, hey, I've got this. Here's my website. Let me see your website. You're able to check out all the metrics. Nobody with some jack-a-leg spam thing is going to get through because you're able to
Right.
see ahead of time what you're getting into. And it's been a good experience so far.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. So the one other thing about the sort of quality or types of sites, um, when we launched, we expected that there would be, maybe I'll say it in like three tiers, right? There's sites that were just created and now they're, starting to promote. So those will be very, very low DA, right?
Right.
And then there's the ones that have been around for a while, like a garage door guy who's been around for a few years. He's got a 10 to 20 DA or whatever in that area somewhere. And then, and I see this when we build links through it, we put up quite a bit of franchise sites. And
Hmm.
those, they're often in the 50 50 DA, and it's legit, right? It's not inflated numbers there. So have you come across any of that sort of, spread?
Yeah, oh, definitely. And I like the links from the brand new sites. Again, to me, the trust flow, like the majestic trust flow, is way
Right.
more important than a domain authority when I'm looking
Yeah, I,
for
I agree. Yeah.
building links. Like I want related categories. If I'm working on a finance website, a mortgage website, I want other finance links. But yeah, I mean, one of the websites, one of the guys on there had a franchise for a cleaning company, and his domain authority. I mean, it wasn't Mary Maids. It was one of those like that. I mean, he had like a 65
Right. Yeah.
rating in SEMrush. I know Ahrefs are a little bit higher sometimes. So yeah, that was crazy. And then also, I don't mind linking to the guys who just launched the site because I put my sites that I just launched in there too.
Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, do you want to show some examples
Yeah,
and
I did.
do
I
that?
pulled two little things to
Okay.
show the kind of how it works. Let me share my screen for you here. Um, okay. So here you see my screen, okay?
I do now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's a great example trying to build natural links. This is a site that we've worked on for a couple years. High traffic, total legit, no spam, run a lot of Google ads every month. It's for an ADU, accessory dwelling unit, the little tiny house you build in your back to put your in-laws in. And a common question is, do I need gutters on my ADU, right? So it's a normal blog post on a normal website, and then this one I was able to swap a link with another gutter company. Let me find where it was. These guys, one of the guys had this website in HASO, and so I was able to give him this link, and in exchange, he was able to give me a link on a builder in New Jersey that actually builds ADUs back to this one. So in the world, like the perfect link swap, a legit site to a legit site with real traffic. And he showed me a couple of his sites, so he doesn't do any like, black hat or funny business. And I know people are like, any link building's black hat. That's not what I'm talking about, but just no
Right. Right.
crazy PBNs and stuff that I could see. So that was really great. So that was a good one. And then here's one. I've got another client, a pool company, been around for many years, good domain authority, decent traffic. And this is one of our most popular blog posts. So if you're a SEO guy on pools, this is a common question, shotcrete versus gunite. And so I was able to link, let me find it, to a swimming pool contractor in Colorado. And I wanted this link because I have a client in Fort Collins, Colorado. So I wanted a local link. So
Right.
here I gave them a topical pool company to pool company. In exchange, I wanted a link from a local company. Let me see where I did it here. Too many tabs open. I wanted a local company to a local company. So here's Northern Colorado Pools, Fort Collins, Colorado. My guys in Fort Collins, GMB and everything. And so here I've got the link where talking about Fort Collins, Colorado garage door installer. So again, links, link exchange, I think in the perfect way. And I've done some one for one link swaps where it made sense, but this is the beauty of it. So you just put it in there and you wake up the next morning and you usually get one or two emails.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's awesome. So it looks like you're doing more three-way than you are doing one-to-one.
Yeah, definitely. They've all been more three-way
Uh-huh.
just because that's what we've done a couple of one for ones, but the three-way again, a little bit more legwork,
Yeah.
but
Right.
price versus effort versus time and what you're getting, and you're able to pick them out. And like I said, I would say most guys on there have a decent knowledge. So when you're asking these questions, like they know what you're talking about.
Yeah. 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 Okay. All right. Cool. I think that's all I got. Yeah. You got anything else to add?
No, I think it was good. I appreciate it. I'm excited to launch this. It was like way
Yeah.
better than help a reporter out. We think of what the hoops you had to jump
Oh.
through, right? Just to get some mentions and stuff. And actually, what's really neat is you start developing relationships. So then once you
Right.
do a couple links, everyone is like, "Hey, I've got these. Here's my portfolio. Here's my 20 clients I got." So you're developing some other relationships.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, like this sort of came to be because we used to develop those relationships um, by hunting, by hunting for other SEO agencies in niches that
Mhm.
are adjacent to us or whatever, and you develop a relationship. but it was a no-brainer to do it in a more, automated mass way.
Yeah.
So,
It's
um,
cool. The email comes in. And again, you don't have to do it, right? Just because you can, I've had a couple where I really did the website. Like I want to show my clients links sometimes. Like they want to see the work you're doing.
right.
And so sometimes, don't have the nicest websites. And I'm like, yeah, I can't. I want, your website's jacked. I don't really want it. Not even metrics, just it looks terrible. What are you doing with this janky Wix website? But then other guys like this Northern Colorado Pools, like you can show your client, hey, look,
Yeah,
man,
right.
I got you this. And they don't really understand how this works, but they're excited because they think other people are mentioning their brand, which they are.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Blair, I appreciate it a lot.
Cool.
So yeah, if anyone has any questions, just, hit me up. This will be on the YouTube channel, I think, or on the website too. So you'll find a way to reach me. All right.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Cool. Thanks.